What's up, party people? We're back with the brand new edition. Welcome, TikTok land or Facebook world, whatever, wherever you're hailing, or Facebook, I met you too. Wherever you're hailing from today. My name is Jen. I'm your manifestation bestie. Excuse me while I get my lunch prepared. My name is Jen. I'm your manifestation bestie, where I teach all things law of assumption when it comes to manifesting anything and everything that you desired. Hello, besties. Miss Skawilla, unapologetically me. I love that name. I'm fantastic. Although I will tell you, I need you guys to have a little grace. Hey, San. I need you to have a little grace with me, okay, in responding to text. I realized yesterday that I have a lot of texts that I haven't responded to. Sorry. My apologies. Hey, darling Nikki. Hey, Brittany. Hey, Mimi. Okay, so I will be responding to all these texts today. If I gotta work till midnight to respond to all your fucking texts, I will respond. Okay, that is my goal. And if I haven't responded to your text, please. Somebody said, hey, Lila. Yeah, that's it. If I don't respond to your text right away, like, shoot that shit to the top, okay? Like, shoot it up. I don't want to have, hey, Josie, I don't want to have a day go by or like a week. Somebody said that they messaged me and they haven't heard from me for a week. What? Shoot that shit to the top, girl. Like, if you're on here, shoot that shit to the top, okay? Because that's unacceptable in my world. Okay, if you are interested in one-on-one coaching regarding your SPs, because that's what we talk about here and I'm fucking good at it, that's right, you shut it to the top. Be impatient with my ass. I'm impatient with you. So be impatient with me. If you are interested in one-on-one coaching, then go ahead and click the link in my bio. All links are in the fucking bio, okay? And it's a superpower of mine to find out where you're going wrong so we can get your shit right. Hey, girly pop. Okay, oh, Bevy, I'm gonna hook you up, sis. I'm gonna hook you up, okay? So we definitely want to get your shit right so you can go manifest your SP and be like, you know, some of my besties that are literally, one of them is moving in with her SP right now. She was told 2 weeks ago, nah, sorry, sis. Not happening, right? Hey, Lisa. And there we are, moving in. She's like, it's literally playing out in the 3D exactly how she expected. Of course. Somebody literally on the live yesterday declared she was going to see her SP last night. And she's like, I decided that he's going to propose to me tonight. What do you think happened? Bitch is getting married. Yeah. Like, literally, that's all it is. No, it's not normal, bitch. I love admin ideas. You guys are amazing. My admins are fucking amazing, by the way. Amazing people. And amazing human beings in general. And I love that they be coming with the ideas. In case you missed the announcement yesterday, if you want to come and be a victim in our fucking community, you're going to victim mentality jail. That's what's happening. Because we're not helping you out by letting you be a victim in your own reality. Plus, on top of that, it's not fair to other people that, it's really not fair to other people that are on the manifestation journey to listen to people whine and bitch and moan and groan all fucking day long. Like, it's not the vibe, okay? And that's part of your problem. That's part of your problem, okay? Is we get stuck in this cycle. It's really easy. I love you. It's really, really easy to get stuck in this cycle of bitch and complain, whine and moan and groan because you get something out of it, okay? You get something out of it. You're getting, like, victim mentality. You get a bunch of sympathy, right? And so because of that, subconsciously, you're benefiting by being a victim in your own reality because that's how you're getting fucking attention. Not anymore, okay? Not anymore, because it doesn't help you. It doesn't help you, and if that's you that likes a lot of attention, then get the right attention. Not the victim mentality shit. Because that's what's, unfortunately, that's what's standing in between you and your manifestation. So get a grip. Okay, you need to get a grip. Okay, and stop suffocating your manifestation because that's not the vibe, again. Okay, so teddy bear. If you are getting lots of signs, is the silence normal? No, it's not. Okay, this is where I'm always telling you guys, it's time for you guys to be honest with yourselves. Okay, you have to be honest with yourself. How on earth can you get what you want if you're not honest with yourself up front and say, okay, I'm going wrong somewhere. I'm going wrong because I'm getting silence, which means I'm not doing what Jen said and persisting in perfect boyfriend, literally, okay? Because you guys will do this all the time, and it drives me fucking nuts, where you guys will say, no, I know. Oh, no, I know we're getting back together. Do you? Do you? Oh, no, I know. I know we're together. I know he's the perfect boyfriend. Do you? Because if I asked you right now to go ahead and text your SP, how does it make you feel? What kind of feelings do you have thinking about texting your SP right now? Are you nervous? Do you wonder if they're going to respond or how they're going to respond? Then you don't know. Okay? Like, that's the honesty. Hey, I'm KD. Girl, I love you. Then you don't know, okay? You're not expecting the perfect boyfriend. You're not knowing and expecting him to be that person for you, because if you knew that he was the perfect boyfriend, if you knew that, then you wouldn't be nervous about texting him, because you would know he's going to respond and you would know how he's going to respond. That's the brutal reality. Now, I'm not saying don't fucking text them, okay? I'm not saying text your man, okay? That's not what I'm saying. Because if you're not expecting perfect boyfriend or perfect girlfriend, then guess what's going to happen? You're not going to get the response you're looking for, okay? You're going to, like, oh, I'm going to text him. I'm going to call him. Okay, well, then you're not going to like how he's going to respond, because you don't see him as perfect boyfriend yet. And if you're not expecting and knowing him to be your perfect boyfriend, he's not going to, he may not respond at all. This is why you guys are getting left on red or undelivered, you know, because you're trying to force a 3D, but you're not expecting the version of your SP that you want. And so because of that, you're not getting the response that you want. So if you want a text from your SP, see, you guys wouldn't have to do anything. And that's what you guys don't understand. You would not have to do anything in the 3D. You wouldn't have to force a 3D at all if you would just know and expect them to be the perfect person for you, because you wouldn't have to force the 3D, because they would call you. They would contact you. They would want to be with you. They'd tell you all the things that you're affirming for. And they will, the second you expect that shit from them. That's it. That's all she wrote. Job done. Live is over. I did my job. Let's see. There's a question here. Oh yeah, I saw you. I saw you, girl. I saw you. I'm going to respond. My admins come first in my responses. So she didn't get a response yet. So sorry, guys. I'm working on it. I promise. It depends on how you're thinking of that person, L. What you think about is always manifesting, okay? Same with what you speak about, too. It's always manifesting. But if you want to, can it alone manifest? It depends on what you're thinking about that person, okay? A lot of times you're going down memory fucking lane about all the bad shit, and you're looking at you're viewing your SP as who they are today for you or not for you, right? Who they are as a person today. And that's not going to work, right? This is where I always tell you guys, a good man and a perfect boyfriend are not the same. That's not the same, because I've heard over and over again that, when I say, describe your SP to me, but he's a good man. They always say that. Like, a lot of you guys will say that. I'm like, okay, cool. You guys you're describing him as a good man. That's great. So what he ends up doing is breaking up with you in the most loving way, because he's a good man, right? So he's not going to disrespect you during the breakup, but he's still breaking up with you. That doesn't work, because how in the fuck? I don't want to be broken. That's how my boyfriend did it. Like, he broke up with me in the most sweetest way possible. And it's like, the fuck? That's not what you want. Okay? You get in the mentality of expecting, because here's the thing. You don't need to get into a mentality of expecting, because you're expecting regardless. You're always expecting something. So you're either expecting them to dry text you or not text you, or you're expecting them to text you with all the sweet things that you want them to say, right? You're either expecting them to want to be with you or ghost you and not want anything to do with you. You're expecting one or the other. Okay. So all you're doing is taking what you want and turning it into an expectation. And that's a lot of your problems, is that you're wanting a perfect boyfriend, right? You're wanting this version of your SP to show up, but you're not expecting that version. So because of that, want creates more want. Expectation is what manifests when you just know. Okay. I had a coaching call yesterday with somebody that everything she literally, this is why I listen to you guys talk. And I told her, I said, okay. I said, you want to know what your problem is? She's like, what? I was like, you need to just know. Just like you knew that he was going to text you on Valentine's. You knew that he was going to text you one time, and he did, on command. You knew that you were going to see him on Valentine's Day, which you did, right? You knew that you were going to, and that's part of the problem too with the whole WhatsApp community and you guys being in your whole victim mentality shit, which is why we're not tolerated anymore, because she wanted to post this stuff in the WhatsApp group, but she felt bad because she felt guilty posting her fucking victory on Valentine's Day because y'all were in fucking sappy sad mode. And so she was like, I didn't want to feel like I was bragging in there. No, that's the whole purpose of this group, is to motivate and encourage. Right? But she didn't even feel comfortable doing that shit because you guys were whining and moaning and fucking sapping all day long. That's not happening anymore because this is a perfect example, But when everything she knew, when she came from a place of knowing, it happened. When she's like, and she said that 10 times when we were talking, I knew this and he did it. And then I knew this and it happened. Then I knew this and it happened. And I said, do you see the trend? And she's like, what's the trend? I said, you said no, 10 different times. And every time you knew, he did. That's all it takes, is you knowing. Why would you want something from somebody instead of having it? I don't want to create more want. I don't want my boyfriend to be the perfect boyfriend. No, I expect it. I know he is. And so because of that, he is, right? That's my lunch today, guys. I came home yesterday. Man, I'm just such a manifesting bitch around here. I came home yesterday to dinner already made. It wasn't even dinner time. It was 4 o'clock, okay? But he already made dinner, Salvadorian spaghetti. It's my favorite that he makes. Plus, he went grocery shopping, and he has the meals. He doesn't plan meals, guys. He never knows what he wants to eat until, the middle of the day. But he had gotten all these meats, and he's like, yeah, we're going to have stew, where I'm going to do bacon wrapped tenderloin, and then and then he goes, on the weekend, I figure we can make carne asada, because he's my perfect boyfriend. That's what I know, and that's what I expect, therefore that's what I get. Okay, same thing with you guys. It's the same shit. You're expecting something, so at what point in time do you want to expect the best? Yeah, I don't want to expect them to ghost me or to know that they're not going to respond to my text. That's fucking stupid. Why would you do that? Why would you want to expect the worst in somebody when you can simply just expect the best, right? There's no more effort involved in expecting the best version of your SP or expecting him to be an asshole. It's the fucking same energy. It's the same thing. It's just, so what's it going to hurt just to expect a persistent perfect boyfriend? To me, it's well, duh. Duh. Why the fuck would I want to expect something else? That doesn't make any sense. Can you walk up, Marcel? Can you walk up to her and talk to her if you're not talking? Yes. Yes, you can. But like I tell everybody else, is if I was to tell you to go talk to her right now, go walk up to her and talk to her right now. How's that make you feel? Are you nervous? Do you know how she'd react? Do you know if she'd talk back? Do you know how that conversation would go? If you said no, then no. That would be my recommendation, the no. Because it's not going to go the way you want it to go unless you expect that from her. If you know that she's your perfect girlfriend and you're persisting in perfect girlfriend, then you would know that she'd want to talk to you. You would know that how the conversation would go, right? Because perfect girlfriend isn't going to ice your ass and be like, get the fuck away from me, So there's a difference there's a different type of forcing the 3D, right? Is you wouldn't have to do that. I'm not going to say don't talk to her. I mean, if you're comfortable talking to her and you know that she's a good person and you know that she would respond nicely, then talk to her. But what you're not going to fucking do is plead your case, convince her that you should get back together. You're not going to talk about your fucking past relationship. You can't do any of that because you're selecting old version of her again by doing that. Instead, it's like, no, perfect girlfriend, new version. This is a totally different new version of her. Why do you need to talk about the past for? That was old version and you created that shit anyway. So there's no sense in talking about the past. It's like talking to yourself. So why talk about the past? It doesn't benefit you at all because every time you guys plead your case and talk about the past, guess what you're doing? Choosing old version again. And then you're going to get the response that hurts your feelings, that doesn't feel good, that you don't want. Why would you do that? Jenna, how to affirm your SP is not an alcoholic. Is it possible? You can change whatever you want about somebody. So yeah, if he tends to have a drinking problem, then you can affirm in your description of your SP, because that's why I tell you guys, describe him. And things that you don't like about him that you want to change, describe the opposite. So he doesn't even like alcohol. In fact, the smell of alcohol makes him want to vomit. Yeah. And he won't like alcohol. All of a sudden, before you know it, he's not drinking, and you can even say something too about it, like, hey, no beer tonight? And he'll literally be like, no, it makes me fucking, just the smell of it makes me sick. That's the fun part. When they say that, then you're like, oh, really? Interesting. Even though you know it's all you. That's the best part, is when they literally do what you want and they say exactly what you said and how you're describing him, right? So you can, if you guys have a smoker and you don't want somebody to smoke, then change that. You can also change his perception of you too. Okay, I was on a call yesterday and she said, so if I'm going to assume perfect boyfriend and I'm recreating him, she's like, he said, I love it when you guys say he said that a deal breaker is if you're a smoker or if you vape. She's like, so if I'm going to assume that he's perfect boyfriend, should I stop vaping right now? I said, well, I'm not going to tell you what to do when it comes to that, but you can change that about him. He doesn't mind if I vape. He actually doesn't care at all. And he won't. Why would you take somebody at their fucking word? I don't give a shit what he says a deal breaker is. Cool, well, let me recreate that shit if I don't want to give it up. That's just the pettiness in me. I vape. I don't really give a shit. Judge me not. Used to be a smoker. Worked at a coffee shop. But now I vape. Oh well. And my boyfriend doesn't care. Yeah, nervous, and he will respond. Okay, if it makes you nervous though, you're not expecting perfect version, perfect girlfriend, perfect boyfriend. You're not expecting that because you wouldn't be nervous about texting them. You would just know. Of course he loves to hear from me. He loves to hear from me. So why would you be nervous? That tells me that you're not selecting perfect boyfriend. Okay? And so we're right now going to start selecting perfect fucking boyfriend. Perfect girlfriend. What if we aren't on speaking terms for over a year? So, what the fuck does that have to do with shit, Brittany? I didn't speak to my SP in 8 months. So, didn't matter. I talked to somebody yesterday. Was it yesterday? It was a long time. It was like, she hadn't talked to him for 10 years. So, didn't matter. They're talking now. That's the one that saw her boyfriend on Valentine's Day. Didn't talk to him for a long ass time. The other person got back together with her SP after 20 years. 20 years. They literally had totally different lives. They got married to somebody else. They had children with somebody else, like a whole nother fucking life. And guess what? Guess who's back together? Doesn't matter. Time is an illusion, okay? Time is an illusion. It's not real, okay? It's what you make of it. So you need to not worry about it, because as long as you focus on you're not on speaking terms for over a year, guess what? A whole nother year is going to fucking go by. Oh, that's what it was. It was 5 years for her. You want to know how I know that? Because she had me cracking up. She's like, yeah, she goes, we're going to get married and he's going to put a 5-carat diamond ring on my finger. She goes, 1 carat for every fucking year that's gone by. I was like, that's right. That's right. I was like, that's a good ass idea. Although for me, it would only be 1 carat. That's okay. That's okay. It's coming when I decide. So, yeah, and that's the thing. That's the thing. Most of you guys are relying on affirmations and saying, because that's how they do this. That's how they fucking do this. Good. Did you get the fucking reply, Bevy? See, this is where you guys get it screwed up, and it's not your fault. It's Law of Assumption community's fucking fault. Hey, Rabia. It's really the Law of Assumption community. All these fucking coaches out here that just say affirm. All you need to do is affirm. Just affirm. If that was the case, if all you needed to do, because I know people that are they're like they affirm all day. I do. But if that was the case, then everybody would have their SP if all you had to do was affirm. Right? Because you're all affirming. Wouldn't every single one of you have your SPs? You would. But that's not how that works, because it's not just about affirming. You have to expect and know that this is my person. So when you do that, then they can form like rocket fuel. I called it my SP accelerator. I just been making shit up. And I was like, that's a good idea. I'll call it my SP accelerator program. It's not even going to be a program. It'll be a video. But it's literally, that's all it is because the second you describe them differently, the second you see them differently, boom, they conform. Instantly. No affirming needed. Affirming is there. Look at it this way, because you think all day long, right? You didn't robotically affirm for all the shit in your life. You didn't. You didn't sit there and be like, he's going to break up with me. He's going to break up with me. He's going to break up with me. You didn't do that. You just had random thoughts, questioning your relationship, and it pushed out. Okay. So you didn't affirm for all the bad shit. So you don't have to necessarily affirm your life away for the good shit. You just have to get really good at checking your thoughts. Okay. And flipping your thoughts is if it, affirming, I like affirming and I stand by robotic affirming. But the only reason why it works is because you are training your mind. You're distracting your thoughts. So if you're robotic affirming, it's impossible for the negative thought to get up in this bitch because you're affirming, right? So you can't think 2 thoughts, especially opposing thoughts at the exact same time. Go ahead, try. Were you successful at it? No. Just like if you're affirming in your mind and you find that your thoughts, you find that your mind wanders. Like sometimes my mind will wander if I'm affirming in my mind. So then you say it out loud. Say your affirmations out loud because you can't think and speak at the same time. Go ahead, try. Try right now. Am I wrong? Of course I'm not. Hold on, guys. My boyfriend is calling me. Pause. I'll be right back in one hot little splitty sec. And we're back. He needed to call me to tell me the pork loin was slimy. And I was like, well, that's not a good sign. So throw it away and go get a new one. He's like, okay. Love that. Okay, so yeah, you just need to expect. Like, why would you want to expect the worst? Oh, I saw your message, Jazza. We'll just call you Jazz. I saw your message. So I will go ahead and respond to you. Let's see here. My partner left me a week ago. Can I manifest it back? Yeah. Why can't you? Why the fuck can't you? You can manifest anyone back. Doesn't matter. And it's fresh. And it's fresh. You can manifest them back tomorrow. Literally. Okay? You can get the text coaching. I have one-on-one coaching sessions. I have text coaching. It'll help you. Of course. Duh. What are you, sleeping, Jazz? Okay? Like, so if you get that, go ahead and send me a text message, and voice notes work better for me because I can hear what the fuck you're saying. Okay? Instead of reading it. And who the hell wants to type a novel anyway? So you can speak it, therefore I can hear what you're saying because I do a lot better with hearing what you're saying, so I can pull out what the problem is, okay? And help you with that, okay? Hello, Leslie. Because the thought of, okay, that's an interesting question actually. Funny story. When I was younger, I wanted to join the Navy. Because I figured it would be the safest since I'd be in the water. And I was like, I'll be a nurse in the Navy. And I'm like, but what if we fuck around and go to war? I was like, that's not the vibe. I was like, and I kid you not, this was like a year before 9/11. This was like not too long before 9/11 happened. And I was like, see what the I've been fucked around and gone to war, and I just want to be a nurse. Okay. So, do I look like I would look good in army gear? I don't think so. And besides, we wouldn't have to fend for the army if everybody would understand and acknowledge peace. We wouldn't have to worry about that. That's a conversation for another day. Yes, I am a manifestation coach. Oh, funny story. Funny story about why that you should say fuck tarot card readers. Literally, okay? So, because a lot of you guys, if you guys go to tarot card readers, you guys think that what they say is true, right? Well, here's the thing. Hold on. Brittany, look, bitch. Look. You're just going to take what you want and just know that it has to happen. Just know. That's what you're going to do right fucking now. You're just going to know that it has to happen. This is the law. This is how things work. No one has free will in my reality except for me. And so whatever the fuck I say goes. They must conform. If I will persist, they have to conform. They don't have a choice. So I'm just going to take everything that I want from this person. I'm just going to switch it to the no. I'm just going to know that it's happening. And it's happening right now. In fact, fucking tell yourself that. Oh, I know this is happening, and it's happening right now. There you go. Problem solved. Okay, so, good. I hope something, good. Oh, I hope something clicked for you right now. So here's, so funny story about the tarot card reader. Okay, I was talking to a client this morning, and he was like, so, he sent me his client actually, because she went to a tarot card reader, and the tarot card reader told her that her boyfriend was going to break up with her in February. Care to know what happened in February? Relationship ended. Now she's devastated. And I said, that's because you assumed what the fuck that bitch said was true. Why would you do that? Why would you assume that if anybody tells you something you don't want to hear, why the fuck would you assume that that shit's going to happen? That's true because the tarot card reader said so, because a card said that shit. And so she assumed that that was true, that the tarot card reader was right. And guess what happened? Relationship ended. So, I strongly suggest, hey Linda, you get the fuck far away from tarot card readers. And if you're going to ever listen, if you're ever going to do any of those readings at all, do it for entertainment purposes only. Like literally. I would do pick card readings just for entertainment. And if the card that I picked wasn't the one that I wanted to hear, then I would go back and I'd pick a new one. But I only did it for strictly entertainment purposes, okay? I was not about to sit there and listen to that bitch. Not unless it was what I wanted to hear. Okay, that's the only time you guys should be listening to them, is if it's something you want to hear, then use that as a sign, right? Because for me, I told you everything was a fucking sign. I became obsessed with signs. But everything was a sign to me. Not 222 and 888 and 444. Fuck that shit. What? No. Nope. Instead, I would do pick card readings, and like I told you what I would do, I'd go back and pick the card, and then if I had to pick all fucking 4 cards, I was picking all 4 cards until I heard the one that I wanted. And then I'd be like, yep, he's coming back. Yep, that's right. That's right. We're together. She said so. But let that bitch say we're not. And I'd be like, the fuck is she talking about? She's wrong. She's wrong. Let me go back to the drawing board and pick a new one. That's what you guys should be doing if you insist on listening to any of that nonsense, is take a look at everything as a positive sign, positive sign, positive sign. And don't let it sway you to the dark side, because that shit is manifesting, right? Everything is an assumption. So whatever you assume to be true is always going to be true for you. So why the fuck would you want to assume that a tarot card reader says, by the way, your boyfriend has a gutter trash and wants nothing to do with you and isn't going to be with you? Why the fuck would you want to assume that shit is true? I'd have been like, huh? Cool. I want my money back, bitch. Because that is not what I paid for. I would have rather paid for a witchcraft. I would have rather paid for a freaking candle, a witchcrafter to freaking cast a spell than I would for you to tell me that my boyfriend's going to break up with me and cheat on me. Who the fuck? What? No. Good monkey it, fish. Good. Feel amazing about yourself. You all should be feeling amazing about yourself every goddamn fucking day. Have you looked at yourselves? Literally. Have you looked at yourselves in the mirror? You're all beautiful. You're all fucking amazingly beautiful, to be quite honest. I'm a little jealous. Sometimes when we get on the phone with you guys, I'm like, damn, you guys are hot. Shit. Like, I'm assuming your SP's hot too. And so why would they not want to be with you? You're a bad bitch. So own it. It's not hard to feel confident, guy. It's not hard to be confident. Okay? Confidence should not be hard at all. Okay? I hate these people that are out there selling you a confidence fucking course. Like, what? What you need thanks, girl. Thanks, Cynthia. What you need a confidence course for? Take one hard look at yourself in the fucking mirror and remind yourself of who the fuck you are. Yeah, this is my reality. So you know what? I'm a bad bitch. Why? Because I said so. And whoever the hell I want wants me even more. Why? Because I fucking said so. Yeah. You literally should say because you said so at the end of some things. Because it's right now. Okay, right now. I want you to take one affirmation that you've been using. And I want you to put because I said so at the end. Say it right now. Right fucking now. Say it and say because I said so at the end. Tell me, the second you say because I said so at the end, you will notice a shift in you. That's power. Okay? That's power. The second you say because I said so is power. You can look at their picture in the photo method that we do and literally be like, because I said so, bitch. You don't have to say bitch at the end, but you know what I mean. Yeah. You could be like, you're texting me right now because I said so. You're texting me right now because I said so. We're getting back together because I said so. Yeah. It's empowering. It's a very empowering statement to say because I said so at the end. So if you find yourself struggling, just throw that at the end. Because I said so. That's why. Like, the fuck? Of course. I can have whatever I want because I said so. How do we do this when manifesting a brand new relationship with a brand new SP? Okay, well, I'm assuming you have an SP in mind, okay? Miss Lungi. I'm assuming you have an SP in mind, okay? So that's great because you don't have any old story, which people seem to be having a hard time letting go of. So that's good. So instead, what do you want? What do you want from him? So, who do you want them to be for you, right? Who do you, what are the qualities in, right now, if you could pick anybody in the world and you could have whatever you wanted out of a man right now. What are those qualities for you? What qualities does he possess? Right? So describe that person that way and affirm, this person is obsessed with me. In fact, he's always calling and texting me. He's constantly spending time with me, and he'll do anything to be with me. Just affirm that. He will. He'll contact you. Whether it has to be through an Instagram DM or anything, he'll contact you. The minute you expect him to, and the minute you know he's into you, right? You have to put yourself on the pedestal, okay? So every one of you should be doing this all the time, is putting yourself on the pedestal where this is my fucking house. I'm looking for, I expect you to be my king, but you're never going to be better than me in my house. Sorry. That's not how this works, right? And you do that by having self-concept, which, like I told you, your ass, I don't think that should be a problem for any of you. Y'all have been pursued at one point in time, okay? Y'all have been, every single one of you have been pursued. If you're manifesting your ex back, obviously, I don't even know what you have a self-concept issue about. Because obviously that man thought you were hot. Obviously he was into you. Obviously he loved you. So what the fuck is your self-concept problem? Okay? If you're not, and you're trying to pursue somebody new, at some point in time, somebody pursued you. Unless you have lived in your home your entire life and never fucking left. Someone has pursued you at some point in time. Channel that. Okay? The only reason they pursued you is because you had a level of confidence about you. Okay? You had some kind of confidence. If somebody just texted me on WhatsApp, if you're here right now, I won't say your phone number, but you said, how do I contact you? That was the first sentence you said. I got your message. I got your message. So I will respond as soon as I'm off this live. I told you all that sometimes messages get buried. So, God, I was going through them and I was like, oh shit. Because I have certain read messages and I was going down further. I was like, oh shit, there's a gang of unread messages. Ooh, I bet you all are triggered, being left undelivered. And so I was like, shit, I need to respond to these people. So I'm going to do that today. Somebody told me I should do autoresponders. I said, nah, I can't do that to my people. I can't do that to you guys. Like, you get the same coined message. I was like, no, because everybody's situation is different, so it's going to come off as real phony. If they get a coined message, they're like, what the fuck? That's not even what I said. That's nothing to do with what I was talking about, right? Or they said I should hire like a VA, and I was like, no, like that's not what. I don't like that. I don't like that. You're my people, so I'm gonna fucking respond. I just got to get more efficient at that shit. Hi, Tracy. Okay, here, and I want to manifest. Good. Welcome to the party. You want to manifest your SP? It's really easy to do. There's 3 things that you need to do. Okay, so in case you're new here, I need you guys to realize that you created your breakup. Whether you want to admit it or not, it's not their fault. It's yours. Okay, so let's discuss the journey of a relationship, okay? Because then you'll see, because I want you guys to see where you went wrong and also where you went right, okay? So, like, let's say you and your SP meet for the first time, right? And you're like, damn, this man is hot. He's checking all the fucking boxes, right? Because usually relationships start out pretty steamy, right? Pretty good, pretty solid. And so you guys start out pretty good. Everything's going great. And you have nothing but feel-good vibes, right? This is why relationships escalate, by the way. This is why relationships go like this when you meet, because you're looking at him like he's my perfect man, like he is the perfect man for me. So relationships go from like to emotions to love, because you're looking at them as your perfect boyfriend. Like, this is my perfect man. He's everything I've ever wanted. Like, this is amazing. So therefore, he reflects that. And you guys get stronger and stronger and stronger and stronger and stronger. Then you have disagreement. And you react. You react verbally. You react emotionally. And you're disagreement turns into a full-blown argument, right? Because you're reacting, and somebody has to have the last word. And you want to know who typically has to have the last fucking word? You bitches. As in you ladies. I know. Last time I checked, I'm a female. So you guys have to have the last word. That's why things turn into a fucking argument, because you like, oh no, motherfucker. Do you think this is done? This shit is not over. Like, you're not hearing what I'm saying. So let me tell you the same fucking thing over and over again, thinking that maybe one version of the way I say this will click. Okay. And then now you're done with the argument. He's done with the arguing. You guys go your separate ways in the home, whatever. And here's the problem. Now he's gone on with his life. He's over the argument, because men usually get over arguments pretty quickly, right? They're pretty like, okay, are we done yet? Okay, this is done. Cool. Now they go about their life, and now they're sitting on the couch watching TV. But you, on the other hand, are still carrying up the argument all by yourself in here, right? And you're continuously arguing in your mind to yourself about him, and you're complaining about him. So then you guys make up. Everything's great. However, your thoughts have changed because of the argument, right? So you start to see him a little bit different. Not so much the perfect man anymore because you had an argument, right? And so you start to see him as not so perfect anymore. There's flaws, because I did not like the way this man, how dare him talk to me that way? He was disrespectful, right? You feel he didn't handle the argument appropriately. And so then now there's another argument. They become quite more frequent. The disagreements now become quite more frequent. It always starts with one, right? Now they tend to escalate. They tend to come more often. And now your relationship is on rocky ground. Why? Because your description of him is changing. He's no longer the perfect man that he was when you first met, which is why you guys fell in love, which is why the emotions built, because you saw him as perfect, everything you wanted. Now you're not seeing that so much anymore. And you're bitching about him to everybody who will fucking listen, right? Your family, your friends. You only go to your family and friends when there's an argument. You never go there. You never call them up on a Tuesday and you're like, hey, by the way, we're doing great today. Just want to let you know. Bye. You don't do that. Okay. So because of that, they happen more frequently. Because you're choosing new version. You're constantly selecting a new version of your SP. And the version you're now selecting is worse, right? Because there's problems. And over the course of time, you start to now question your relationship. You start to question how he feels about you. Thanks, bad business. You start to question how he feels about you, if he loves you. Does he even care? Does he even like me anymore? Does he want to be in this relationship anymore? Is he going to break up with me? Is this relationship going to end? And then the breakup happens. You know why? Because you, bitch, put that shit out there. You put that out there in your fucking thoughts. You probably told somebody about that shit too. I don't know. And usually you'll say this. He's not the guy that I met. I don't even recognize this guy anymore, or this version anymore. He's not the guy that I fell in love with. And I don't even know if he loves me anymore, or if he wants to be with me anymore. I think we might break up. And then the breakup happens. That's because you put that shit out there. You didn't dwell on it, did you? No, but over time, you questioned your relationship. And that compounded. And then, boom, the breakup. Am I wrong? Of course I'm not wrong. I'm never wrong. So you caused this to happen. So the problem is, because you caused this to happen, you can create the makeup by recreating your SP to be everything you wanted him to be, everything he was when you first met him, and now more. Because why would we want old Betty Crocker cake when we can have new Betty Crocker cake? Because you learned some things in that relationship, right? There's a lot of times over the course of your relationship that you realize that you put a lot of things, you justified a lot of things in your mind because you loved him, right? You love him now. You love this person. So because of that, we tend to make a lot of justifications for things and be like, oh, well, that's just how he is. That's like, they'll be like, he's like not a nice person. And you'll be like, well, that's just how he is. He just gets stressed out of work. Right. So you justify it. Like, you haven't gone on dates and he doesn't take you out on dates often. And you're like, oh, well, he's just not the romantic type. Not any fucking more. Not anymore. He's not a communicator. Well, he just doesn't like to tell his feelings. Not any fucking more. Right? There are things that you learned throughout your relationship that you tolerated, that you justified, that wasn't a big deal. Right? It wasn't a deal breaker, if you will. And so you tolerated it and you justified his behavior. But the cool thing is, this is why we don't select old version. For fucking what? No. I can have my cake and eat it fucking too. So that's what I'm going to do. So I learned some things and now we're going to move forward from there. And we're going to, there's certain things I didn't like. But now, since I'm recreating my SP from the Flow Red, he's the best communicator in the world. In fact, he tells me every fucking thing. Yeah. He's constantly planning dates. Like always planning. He takes me on a date every single week. He's always buying me flowers if he's not a flower guy. Like he buys me flowers all the fucking time. If he's not what are the common ones I hear are those. And then, you always have to got your text. See? Guys, that's all it takes. She's like, you said bump this shit back up to the top. Got it. So it's like, another one I hear often is that like, yeah, we would talk, but I always was the one that had to text him first. Not anymore. Like, oh no, he texts me all the fucking time. Like he's constantly texting me first. Like he texts me good morning every single day. Right? We want to recreate and pepper in all the things that were flawed that we now want to be normal. We want this in our man now because I tolerated the shit, but since I have the innate ability to change it all, I'm gonna have my cake and eat it too. That's what I'm gonna do. Yeah, I hate those sayings. You can't have your cake and eat it too. Says who? Because you know what's gonna happen when I eat my cake? I'm gonna go get another one. I don't even like cake. Depends. Fun story about cake. Did you know that red velvet cake is just chocolate cake with food coloring? I know some of you did not know that shit on here, okay? When I found that out, I was like, huh? But it's amazing how if you were to take red velvet cake and chocolate cake and take a bite of each, that you swear red velvet cake tastes different, but it's the same cake. I found that out on, I think, episode of one of my cooking shows I watched. I was like, damn, I had no idea. But then again, I had no idea that a pickle is a cucumber. Come on, I know some of you didn't know that shit either. I can't be the only one that didn't know that a pickle is a cucumber. I mean, now it makes sense when you think about it. But I was like, huh, I didn't know that. I told my boyfriend that and he was like, yeah, duh. And I was like, how the fuck did you know that? How am I the only one? I told my girlfriend that and she was like, duh. Like, you didn't know that? I was like, no. I choose to focus my thoughts and energy on things that matter. And I love pickles and cucumbers. But I found that fascinating that when I learn something and I tell everybody, I'm like the only one that doesn't know that shit. That's because they're over here looking at facts like that. Instead, I'd rather manifest my shit. That's my justification, by the way. How to normalize the feeling and not get over excitement. And not get over excitement when there's movement. Why the fuck what kind of question is that, darling? I like that name, by the way, darling. What kind of fucking question is that? Why would you not get excited over movement? That sounds stupid. Yeah, because here's the thing. Eventually, it will become normal. That's when you know you can move on from your affirmation, okay? is you're going to get excitement. That's the fun part. That's what keeps you, that's what speeds your manifestation up. Okay? Because when you see movement and you get excited by it, what happens? You're like, oh, hell yeah. Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, right? So it's a lot easier for you to persist because you're seeing movement and you're like, oh, hell yeah, I got this shit. Like I got him on the hook. Now I just got to reel his ass in, right? So you get excited from that. That's totally normal. I would never tell you not to get excited over movement. I think that's fucking stupid. But eventually it will become normal for you, right? It's an expectation. Like it'll just like, this is just how things are now. So when that feeling happens, and it will happen naturally. So when it starts to feel normal to you, now you move to the next step. Now you can drop whatever you're affirming for at that time and now move to the next step of your relationship. Okay. But that's the key. Once it feels normal and you're like, well, this is just how things are now. Like you'll just automatically probably stop affirming for that, right? Like I don't affirm some of the things anymore because this is just how things are now. So what do I need to keep affirming for? Like for that, right? So now I'm like, let's move to the next step. Okay, now this is normal. Okay, now let's move to the next step, right? And you'll just naturally stop affirming for that. But get excited, bitch. Get excited. I'm not going to tell you I was not excited when I saw movement because that's fucking stupid. Because that's stupid, but that's exactly what's going to accelerate the movement even more because you're excited about it. And so you're like, got this. How do you, let's move on to you, bitch. How do we deal with wavering and struggling to believe you already have it? You don't have to believe what you're affirming for. You don't have to believe it, which is why I like robotic affirming, right? Because law of attraction people tell you need to believe it, but how the fuck do you believe something that isn't here in your 3D, right? You just have to persist, okay? So you don't have to, because you're not going to believe it until it happens, right? Or at least until you start seeing movement, because this is why it speeds up, because the minute you persist, right, and you don't waver, you persist. The minute you do that, you'll start to see movement, right? Well, when you see the first initial movement, guess what happens? You start to step into that belief real fast, which is what speeds it up. That's why on here, we get you over the first hurdle of contact, okay? Because then it's like, oh, well, I literally just commanded a text and it happened. So this is awesome. So it's not hard for you to believe that he's going to text you again, right? That's not difficult to believe. That belief starts to strengthen. Then once you're constantly talking, it's not hard for you to believe that you're going to spend time together, right? So now that happens. Well, when that all happens, it's really not hard to believe. It's a lot easier to believe that we're headed towards relationship town. So that's why it speeds up, because you're stepping in every time you see movement, it's strengthening the belief, and boom, 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 boom. Real quick. But don't sit there and think that you need to believe something for it to happen. You don't. You just need to know and expect it. Okay? Knowing is not the same as believing. Okay? You just have to know, like, this is how it works. This is how it works. If I will persist and if I will do this, he does not have a choice. This has been proven so many times in our community, which is what floors me with you bitches in saying, how do you expect? I don't know, just take a look at the fucking community. Take a look at them and see what they're getting, seeing what's happening with them. And don't use that. Don't come from a place of like envy, like, well, what am I doing wrong? Because somebody said that in my messages, you're probably on here, the other day, it says, what am I doing wrong? Because I'm seeing all these other people getting movement and I've gotten nothing. So you don't want to compare yourself to them, but what you should do is look at those successes, look at those people that are getting movement and be like, okay, so this has to happen. Like they're all living proof that this has to happen. They're not some innate intuitive people with some, massive spirituality background and masters of law of assumption. That's not what they are. They're normal every fucking day people that came across my shit. Like that's all they are, right? They're regular people that came across my videos, started doing what I said to do, and are getting movement. So if you're not getting movement, that's because you're not doing what I said to do. Because clearly you can see it works. Every day somebody's posting movement in the group, like literally every day. There's massive people posting movement in the group. So it should not be hard for you to expect your manifestation to happen. It should not be hard to expect a text because you see that shit all day long in our community. You see it all day long in the chat here on TikTok. So it's like, well, what are they doing differently? Nothing. They're not fucking doing anything differently. It's not like I tell you guys to do one thing on TikTok lives and then I go in the WhatsApp community or I tell my one-on-one coaching clients something totally fucking different. Like, oh, I don't discuss this on my lives. I just lie to all of them and I hold back on the goods. No, that's not what I do. I just take their current situation, right? And then I help them recreate the description of their SP based on what they say. And then I help them curate affirmations based on what they say. And then I also tell them where they're going wrong based on what they say, right? So that's the difference is when you work with me one-on-one, that's the difference. Is I figure I listen to you guys and then I talk and then I tailor your descriptions because a lot of you guys are off base with them, right? And a lot of you guys are affirming for the wrong shit. A lot of you guys are affirming future tense, and I don't know how many times I gotta tell you there is no fucking future. Okay, so there's no future at all. So like it should not be hard for you guys to expect or to know that they're going to conform when you see it every day. In our group, when you see it every day on my lives, there's nothing that makes them any different than you. They're normal people. In fact, a lot of them had worst case scenarios. Several of them did. Some of them are in a lot worse. They started out in a lot worse situation than your ass. And yet you're over here like, well, how do you expect? Just look at them and be like, okay, well, obviously this works. Obviously this works. So I'm going to expect this to work for me. Like, I'm going to expect them to conform. I'm going to expect to get my shit because they're doing it and nothing makes them any different than me. Except they're doing it. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like this Betty Crocker thing, James. It's kind of like if we use the cake analogy, right? It's like, what are you going to sit there and you're going to just like, how do you expect, you have to do something to expect the cake, right? The cake doesn't just create its fucking self. It's not like you're just going to sit there and the cake is just going to appear. You have to expect, but you know that if you do what the package says, the cake will build. The cake will be created, right? You know that. You don't sit there and question the shit, do you? You don't, I mean, well, sometimes I question like baking time, but you don't sit there and pull out a fucking recipe and then just question like, okay, well, if I do this, will I actually have dinner tonight? Do you? Do you pull out a cookie recipe, a box of cookie dough? Do you sit there and question if the cookies will be created if you put them in the oven? No. You just know. If I do this, then this is the result. If I do what the package says, then I'm going to have my cookies. Then I'm going to have my cake. You know that. You don't question the shit. You don't sit there and be like, well, how do I know? Because it's science. Like, it's how this works. Okay, so that's the same thing. That's the best analogy this girl could come up with at the moment, in the heat of the moment. So you just know. So this is the same fucking thing for you. You should just know. If I do this, then this is going to happen. Problem solved. Problem fucking solved. Okay. Yes, Jesse, you know how I found out. Oh, God. Oh, God. All right, look. Look, I know who the fuck is new here, and I know who's not new here. And Nadine, bitch, you are not new here. You are not new here. So I don't know what you're doing, talking about. I don't know why you're talking to fucking psychics. What are you fucking doing? What are you doing? And I want you to read that fucking statement back to yourself. Go ahead, just read that statement back to yourself and you tell me how stupid that fucking sounds. I'm not saying you sound stupid, okay? That's not what I'm saying. But you just tell me if you read that sentence back, if the psychic sounds stupid as fuck, okay? Psychic said she sees negative energy through her candle that's preventing his comeback. Well, if you want to assume that that's true, then that's going to be true for you. So why the fuck would you assume that that shit is true? Why would you assume that that shit is true, Nadine? Huh? She sees negative energy through her fucking candle. Are you serious right now? Are you serious right now? How do you see negative energy through a candle? I'm trying to imagine it right now. Like, if you look through the flame of the candle and you're like, ooh, your energy is off-putting. And so because of that, it's preventing his comeback. What the fuck are you talking about? Your energy has nothing to do with manifesting. Sorry. That psychic needs to pack her shit up and close her doors. Because that shit is stupid as fuck. But here's the thing. She's probably offering to cleanse your energy. I have an energy clearing candle too. If you want to hire me, I can go ahead. If you want to book another session, I can go ahead and clear that energy out for you. So he'll come back. Nadine, you better knock that shit off. And don't ever assume that that's true. Don't assume. You guys should not be assuming anything is true that you don't want. Don't ever create assumptions that don't benefit you. Or I tell you that. I tell you that like every fucking day, that I will never come on here, and I hate other coaches do this all the time because they're trying to sell their shit, okay? They're trying to sell you their shit. So it's their job to create assumptions in you that don't benefit you. You need this course or you can't. You need this 19 module fucking course. I know somebody that sells that shit. It's like $2,000. And she's like, you need this course or you won't manifest your SP back. Well, first of all, what are you discussing in a 19 module course? It's a long ass course when there's only 3 things you need to do to manifest your SP back. So what the fuck are you talking about? Oh, and then she tries to make it for everybody. So she's like, I have a whole module on if you're in no contact. I have a whole module on if you're in contact. I have a whole nother module on, if he's a loser. Like, I don't fucking know. I'm just like, she breaks up all these modules. And it's like, based on your situation, she covers it all in her course. That's bullshit. That's bullshit. Sorry. So save your money. Don't go buy a course to manifest your SP back. Don't go to a fucking psychic. Y'all piss me off. Y'all piss me off. You won't book a session with me, but you'll go pay a fucking psychic to tell you what you don't want to hear. Help me help. How does that make any fucking sense? I told you guys that I will never on my lives or in any of my content ever create an assumption in you that won't benefit you. That's fucking stupid. I will never do that to sell a coaching session. I don't need to do that. My coaching sessions are great, but I don't need to fucking dangle a carrot and get you to buy my coaching session. Like, and create false assumptions in you that you can't do the shit without me. That's fucking stupid. That's stupid. So, do not, Nadine, believe that bitch. Because she doesn't know what she's talking about. And your negative energy, I don't think you sound like a negative energy type of bitch. So, what the fuck is she talking about? And if that's the case, then she may as well tell you that your entire life is going to go topsy-turvy upside down. Because last time I checked, negative energy is not preventing your SP from coming back, but yeah, you can have some money too. What? Negative energy is negative energy. That means your entire life is going to take a nosedive. It doesn't pick and choose. Your energy doesn't pick and choose what you can have and what you can't have. Like, negative energy is exactly that. I don't think you have negative energy in the love life, but you have positive energy in your career. That shit is stupid. That's fucking so stupid. So don't listen to her. Do not, Nadine, take that as law, as facts, and create that assumption that that's true, because you will be right. Okay, regardless, I can talk shit about tarot card readers and psychics and spiritual advisors and all that shit all day long. I think none of you should buy any of that shit. You don't need it. I can talk shit about them all day long. But you know what? If you assume that what they tell you is true, you will be right. You will 1,000% be right. Just like that lady assumed that the tarot card reader was correct about the breakup happening in February. And he broke up with her in fucking February. Because she assumed that that was true. The tarot card reader wasn't right. Okay, they're never right. That's what you have to understand. Tarot card readers, psychics, candle fucking makers, crystal people, whatever the fuck you call them, healers. Who else we got out there teaching bullshit? Who else we got out there teaching bullshit? Mediums. I always say that because one decided to come in my live the other day. But all of those people, none of them are right. None of them are right. The only way they're right is if you assume what they say is true for you. That's the only way they're right. They're not actually right. They don't actually know. But when you assume that what they're telling you is true, that's what's manifesting. It isn't what the fuck they said, but you're going to prove them right. You're going to be, see, she was right. No, she wasn't right. You assumed that she was right. Therefore, she was right. Therefore, that's exactly what happened to your ass, because you assumed that that you took her at her word and you let that be an assumption of yours. And that's what manifested. It isn't whatever the fuck they told you. Oh, spellcasters. Yeah, that one. Love spellers. None of them are right, guys. You don't need any of that shit. Okay? And if you've done a spell cast and you, it worked, we'll say, it's not the spell cast that worked. It's your assumption that it would work. That's all that's manifesting. It's always your assumption. Okay? And I had a coaching call yesterday with someone who has a family of like witchcrafters, if you will, spellcasters, people like that. And on my call, she even said the same thing. She goes, yeah, I started looking back and I realized it's all manifestation. It's the same thing. It's fucking manifestation. So what you assume to be true will always be true for you. So what do you want to assume to be true? Why the fuck would you want to assume bad shit to be true? I would never, ever want to assume bad shit to be true. I don't assume anything is true if it's not what I want to hear. And neither should you. I don't give a shit how much proof they want to give me. You don't even know what you're looking at anyway. Okay, have you ever seen blood work come back? Do you know what any of that shit means? I had to Google that shit. I was like, ChatGPT, what does this mean? And then they're like, it means that you have super high cholesterol. I was told that. I was told that I needed to get on cholesterol medication ASAP because I was at risk. I was told I was at risk to having what they call it, a stroke. I think it was a stroke. They said, your cholesterol levels are off the charts. I had to call a couple different of my doctor friends to confirm. And they had not ever seen, because my cholesterol was apparently over 700. And they're like, they've never seen levels that high, like ever. And they're like, so this is genetics. I was like, okay. And my mom, she's a warrior. And so she was like, Jen, you need to take this serious. And I was like, fucking what? I feel fine. What are they talking about? At risk of a stroke. What are you talking about? She's like, well, that's what it says online too. I said, I don't give a shit what it says online. I don't care. I don't care. I don't take anything serious. Like my mom, she knows this about me. She's just like, don't worry. She even tells my dad that because they were like, you should roll your windows up. And I'm like, we live in fucking Lake Forest. It's like, oops, I just told you guys where I live. Just kidding. I'm like, it's not a dangerous neighborhood. And it's the middle of the day. I think I'm fine. And you need a key to start my car. It's a push start, right? I think all cars are push starts now. But they were like, and my dad was trying to convince me. She goes, don't even worry about it, Alan. She doesn't even listen. She doesn't, you know her. If she's set on something, you're not going to convince her otherwise. Damn right. I'm glad you know that about me. And so guess what happened 30 days later? Because they wanted to monitor my cholesterol levels. And they wanted to double dose my cholesterol medication. I was like, this is fucking stupid. I'm fine. I've always been perfectly healthy. Well, 30 days later, I went to go get my blood work done again. You want to know what my cholesterol levels were? Normal, bitch. Yeah, normal. You know why? Because I chose not to assume that that fucking doctor was right. I didn't do shit. I didn't do anything. She told me I'm going to have to take cholesterol medication my entire life because this is genetics. I was like, oh, okay. Okay. Nope. How about that for an answer? No. I'm not going to accept that into my reality. Therefore, it went normal. Don't accept shit. That's right. Astrologist spellbreakers. Oh, Lord. Hey, we're the dance company. Okay, Angela. Texting someone doesn't imply chasing. Okay? If you, like I said before, ask yourself this, right? If I told you to text him right now, how does that make you feel? Are you nervous? Are you anxious? Are you questioning? Do you know if he would respond? And do you know how he would respond? If you said no or not good things, then don't message him because that's what you're going to get. Okay? But if you know, if you sent him a text that he would respond and he would respond nicely because he's your perfect fucking boyfriend, bitch, then why wouldn't you text him? See, this is where a lot of you guys go wrong. Is why wouldn't you text him? That's your fucking man. If you're in a relationship with him and you're seeing him as the perfect boyfriend, last time I checked, couples text each other, don't they? I don't think it goes one direction. Okay. Now you're chasing him if you blow his shit up, right? And you want to call him 5,500 times and become a stalker, like, you know, and a crazy person, because that's what you look like when you blow somebody's shit up. A crazy person. Then that's what you're going to get. Okay. Then that's chasing. Okay. Chasing is where you're like, or if you're going to text him and be like, please talk to me. I really miss you and I love you and I just really want to be with you. That's chasing. That's chasing. Don't do that. Right. But if you're on the pedestal in your own damn house and you're honest with yourself, and that's why you have to be honest with yourself. If you know and expect perfect boyfriend, why wouldn't you text him? That's not chasing, bitch. And then, but at the same time, here's the thing. This is how, I'll tell you exactly. And I'm not saying this is Angela's situation, but in general, you wouldn't need to text him if you were expecting perfect boyfriend. If you were expecting perfect boyfriend, then your perfect boyfriend would text you, because we're going to do that exercise in about 2 seconds, the photo method. Okay. So this is going to be your test, Angela. Okay. And all of fucking you that are on here now. This goes to not just Angela. This is for all of you bitches. Okay. We're going to test this out. Are you expecting perfect boyfriend? Are you expecting good guy, perfect boyfriend? Because if you are, right, I'm not saying lie to yourself. You're going to prove it to yourself. Okay. Because a lot of you guys say, yes, I am. Cool. Well, then when we do the photo method, he'll text you. And if he doesn't, then guess what? That's because you're not knowing and expecting him to be the perfect boyfriend. because he would text you. The second you know that, the second you expect perfect boyfriend, they'll text you on the spot. So, hang tight, Angela. Let's find out. Okay? And there's nothing wrong, okay? Like, I'm not attacking anybody by saying this. I'm trying to fucking help your ass, like literally, okay? I'm trying to help you in knowing that, like, okay, then if it doesn't happen, then okay, course correct. Then okay, so I've been lying to myself and I don't actually expect perfect boyfriend. So then I need to work on that. That's all that is, okay? It's just, I tell you guys, everything that's showing up in the 3D, there's no reason you should be reacting to anything. You should look at everything as feedback. Like, okay, he's not showing up. He hasn't shown up yet. So where am I going wrong here? And then catch yourself for the next 24 hours. If you're not seeing movement, then what you should be doing, instead of bitching about the movement, is you should be going the next 24 hours of your life and doing an assessment of your thoughts, the things that you're saying, and how you're viewing him. That's what you should be doing, is just paying attention. Like, oh, okay, I'm going to take a huge assessment. I'm going to flip my thoughts as they come up, and I'm going to do everything that Jen fucking says to do, but I am going to take an assessment for the next 24 hours and figure out where I'm going wrong, because somewhere I'm wavering. Somewhere I'm reverting back to old version. Therefore, you're not getting the movement you want, or you're getting hot and cold behavior, or, or you revert backwards a little bit. That's why. But you got to be honest with yourself. How the fuck can you change things if you're not honest with yourself, right? See, nobody tells you that shit either, do they? They have you guys convinced that all you got to do is be completely delusional. And you do. You need to be delusional in the fact that he's your perfect boyfriend right now. But you can't be delusional in what you actually think, okay? Like, what you actually expect from that person. Like, you can be delusional in recreating your SP, but you can't be like, yeah, no, you can't be like delusional, like, nah, yeah, no, I know he's the perfect boyfriend for me. Then he would be doing what you want him to be doing. He would be doing what you're affirming for. And if he's not, that's because that's the main part. I told you guys, I told you this yesterday, that when you're looking at priority spectrum, you guys are putting robotic affirming right up top. No. Perfect boyfriend needs to be top priority. Then robotic affirming. It's not the opposite. Because if you're putting perfect boyfriend at the top of your priority spectrum, then guess what's going to happen? They're going to do all the fucking things you're affirming for. Now, if you're putting that here and that's not really a top priority and you're still seeing him as a jerk and an asshole and mean and rude to you, whatever you're affirming for, it's not going to happen. And you can affirm till you're blue in the fucking face. And if he does contact you, it ain't going to be a nice one, because you're still expecting rude asshole version. That's how you're seeing him. That's the response you're going to get. And he's not going to constantly contact you. I can guarantee you that. He's definitely not going to want to see you, because why would somebody who doesn't want anything to do with you and doesn't want to be with you want to hang out? They wouldn't. You know what I'm saying? So that's where most of you are going wrong, is it's pressure on affirmations. I'm just going to focus and I'm going to affirm my fucking life away. You don't have to do any of that. I'm not saying don't affirm. You need to check your thoughts. I mean, you need to distract your thoughts, right? I teach thought distraction. And that's through robotic affirming. That's the only purpose of robotic affirming. That's literally the only purpose of it. But the law of assumption fucking community doesn't tell you that. They don't tell you that. They don't tell you why you should robotically affirm. They just tell you to affirm. Just affirm your fucking life away. But they don't tell you why. But if you knew why, then you can do the priority spectrum a little bit different. But that's why you follow me. That's why you're here. Because I don't have to lie to you. I don't have to hold shit back. I want you guys to manifest your peace quickly. I'm impatient. So I'm impatient with my manifestations. And I'm fucking also impatient, and I'm also impatient with you. Yeah, I'm impatient in life. In general, I'm impatient about every fucking thing, including you, bitch. So I need you to get a grip. Do you understand? Get a fucking grip. Top priority, perfect SP for you. Then robotic affirming is designed to distract your thoughts and keep your thoughts in check and keep your thoughts focused on what it is that you want. That's the only reason you affirm. That's literally the only reason you're affirming. And that's why it speeds it up. That's why I stand by it, because that's why it speeds it up, because you're constantly filling your thought process with what you want, that you don't give anything another fucking option to get in there. And then if something does creep its little fucking ass in there, then you flip that thought away and ping, it goes away. Okay? That's literally it. Shit. Getting all hot and bothered around here. Lauren Marie. Can you manifest reaching 1K? I'm gonna guess you're talking about followers. But either way, yes, 1,000%. You can manifest whatever the fuck you want. What do you want? You want 1,000 followers right now? Cool. Start affirming. All my videos go viral. Like, all my videos go viral. I have thousands of followers. I get 1,000 new followers a day. I have millions of followers. I have millions of subscribers. Tell yourself that. Whatever it is that you want. I make $1,000 a day. Shit, I make $1,000 a day. 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 You want 100 grand in your bank account? I got 100 grand in the bank right now. I have 100 grand in the bank right now. I have 100 grand in the bank right now. I literally have 100 grand in the bank right now. I'm rich as fuck. That's how you're gonna do it. But you must see yourself as an influencer first and foremost. If you are manifesting followers, you have to identify as an influencer. Because who the fuck has a lot of followers? Influencers. Okay? So you have to see yourself as an influencer. You don't have to believe you're an influencer, but you have to see yourself as an influencer. You have to do influencer things, okay? And you have to tell yourself that, like, shit, everyone loves me. Like, every fucking body loves me. They think I'm amazing. I'm the best thing since sliced goddamn bread. Show me an influencer that does not believe that shit. Of course they do. That's why they have millions of followers over stupid ass fucking content. They do the stupidest content in the world and yet have millions of followers because they firmly believe they're the best thing since sliced bread. Everybody fucking loves me. That's what they believe. Therefore, it matches. Yep, that is true, James. Money is all they're after. There's a reason why I decided to focus on SPs. One, because I'm good at it, okay? I'm very good at it. I manifested, in case you're new here, I manifested my SP back from no contact to fully living with me in 4 weeks. So I'm fucking good at it. And I'm good at helping you do it, okay? The amount of testimonials I have since I've been doing this for 4 weeks is like right here with people who have been teaching this shit for years. But, I don't know if you missed this part. 4 weeks. Okay. So people have been manifesting like it's going out of style, like very fast. They've been manifesting their SPs back very fast because I know what the fuck I'm talking about. Okay. But there's a lot of these law of assumption coaches that be out there on the internet that know that SPs are popular. It's a popular topic. So they teach on it, even though they didn't actually manifest their SP back. Right. Or they try to parrot information from other people, and I wouldn't listen to them, right? Anyone tells you fuck your feelings, like don't feel like sad, they don't know what they're fucking talking about. Oh, yeah, you're right. I should be completely elated that my boyfriend broke up with me. Yeah, I'm over the moon. You know what I'm saying? Fucking stupid. Taz, do I ever listen to affirmations, meditations, or nope, I don't listen to them. Because I've learned to discipline my mind. I've learned to not react. I've learned to distract my thoughts very well. So because of that, I don't listen to that stuff. Now I do them, but that's where I try to tell you guys is do them for certain purposes, okay? But you don't want to get stuck in this rabbit hole of this isn't working, I need something else. This isn't working, I need something else. This isn't working, I need something else. So let me try 15 different things all at the same time because one thing's bound to work. Stop doing that. Stop fucking doing that. Unless you're doing things for different reasons, right? So like our community was talking about EFT tapping, right? So EFT tapping is good if you find that you get anxious a lot. You know, like if you have anxiety or if you get anxious, then EFT tapping can help you for that. Calm you down, make you feel better. But that's the intended purpose, okay? It's not like, well, I'm going to affirm my life away, and then I'm going to do EFT tapping for my SP, and then I'm going to do, you know what, then I'm going to do a fucking meditation. Then I'm going to go ahead and do this, that, and the fucking third. Huh? Don't do that. That's what law of attraction people fucking do. That's not what you guys do. Okay? Good, Nadine. So banish the bitch from your scene. Okay? I'm going to assume that's law of assumption, coach. Sorry. Anyway, I'm going, good. Stop checking for her. Okay? The more you react, the more you check, take my advice, Nadine. Learn from me. The more you feed energy, I feel it's appropriate for Nadine. The more you feed energy into the gutter trash, the more you keep her around. Okay? Even if they're not, even if, like, let's assume that, absolutely, because why would you not want to assume this? Let's assume gutter trash has gone back to the dumpster she crawled out of. Do you want her to stay there? Do you want the dump truck to come pick her ass up and haul her away out of your reality? Or do you want to keep her around? I know you just said you don't want to keep her around because that would be a normal response. So if that's the case, don't feed any life into that anymore. Don't feed life into her. Keep your mental diet, right? Keep affirming for gutter trash to banish. Keep affirming for gutter trash to banish, but don't check to see. Don't feed life into that, even when they're gone. Even when they're gone. Close the chapter, because you will bring her back. You will bring her back. And that's not what you want, right? So a couple people, there's one person specifically, she knows who I'm fucking talking about, because I'll talk to her tomorrow. There's one person specifically, she knows who I'm fucking talking about, because I'll talk to her tomorrow. That happened to her. Is that what the fuck you want? No. So again, learn from me. Don't do that. Don't do that, and they will go away for good. Bye. Bye. What's the third thing to manifest SP? But shouldn't I talk to you? Candy cakes? Pretty sure I did. So you would know. No, the 3 things to manifest your SP is not decide, affirm, and persist. I mean, I guess that's true. But it is self-concept. You need to be on that pedestal, right? You need to see yourself as the baddest bitch in the fucking world, because you are. Duh. And so you need to put yourself on the pedestal. Nobody's above you in your house, so you work on self-concept. No one compares to me. Whoever I want wants me even more. Like, you have to have the attitude. Like, your self-concept has to have the attitude when it comes to your SP. Like, you're lucky I even want your fucking ass. I have options. Like, I have options. So you're lucky I even want you. That's the level of self-confidence. That's the level of self-concept you should have. Is because that's what causes them to pursue you, to chase you. Because it's like, no, I have options, bitch. You're lucky I even like your ass in the first place. So that's the first thing. The second thing to manifest your SP back is what I said needs to be priority numero uno, and that is recreating your SP to be your perfect boyfriend. or girlfriend. Okay. Now you have perfect boyfriend, perfect girlfriend. That's the second step to manifesting your recipe. And then the third one is to affirm for what you actually want out of the situation, right? For what you want out of the situation. That's the second, that's the third one, right? And we affirm so we keep our thoughts in check, right? And so, and because it's repetition, right? We repeat something enough, then it creates that neural pathway. That this is how it is. Okay, it solidifies into an assumption, because if you affirm, you start to see movement, which is strengthening the assumption, which is what's manifesting. That's it. Oh, shit, I forgot. Yes. If I can change his want for 2 women. But the fuck, what are you talking about? That's right, organically skincare. I can see your little picture. You're fucking hot, bitch. Why wouldn't you have a former NFL player after me? I did. I did. Yeah, he invited me to a red carpet event and everything. Yeah. And ironically enough, I met him when I was in Vegas at some event I was at, or I was speaking at an event, and I met him there. And I met him at an Applebee's. And again, normalizing people. I actually offered to pay for his lunch. And I was talking to him, and I did pay for his lunch. And I was talking to him. And I live in a city that, I live in a big county. Orange County, California is a big county, right? But I live in a city that's 3 stoplights, okay? So it's not, or 3 exits down the freeway. It's not very big, okay? Because there's 50 cities back to back. Anyway, ironically enough, his brother, he's like, "Where are you from?" I'm like, I usually say Irvine, because Irvine is the bigger city here, and it's right next to me. And I was like, a city you've probably never even heard of, Lake Forest. And he goes, "Shut up." He goes, "My brother actually lives in Lake Forest." I was like, "Really?" It's like, yeah. I was like, "Oh shit." So he asked for my number. I gave it to him. This is a while ago.